make a statement. Well, he did, while Fielding took a blinder, a one-hand blinder there. So far, Yasir Rodrigo. He's not considered any runs here. Zero Disanayaga, the other batsman. Off the mark there, Sinay Jayawardene. The first runs for Royal there. Sinay Jayawardene opens the account for Royal. It's brilliant. He should not be conservative. He should not be stiff. They should get as much as runs they can in this session, but they also should be wary of the threat the bowling unit of the Thomians will pose. Sivara Disanayak on strike. An experienced batsman, a veteran actually. Has been in these kind of situations before. Sinay Jayawardene took a single off the mark. His first runs in the Battle of the Blues. Again, just a full length delivery by Yasir Rodrigo. Just one run from this over so far. The sun is coming out right now. Good news for the fans. We're gonna have ample time of cricket. Sri Rodrigo ball in his last delivery. Played it well. That's the end of the over. It's one without loss.
Your CV is not your life. So first thing, you're not allowed to think for yourself. You are not allowed to explore and think and question. They say Panditya. We don't celebrate failure. So how can you innovate?
$13.8 billion years ago, from an explosion of space itself. Now, do you see that over there?
Yasir Rodrigo started his over, started his spell. Just one run conceded in the first over he bowled. Sinay Jayawardene off the mark, but this time he's on strike. Sivara Disanayak, a veteran batsman. That's Kenningston Gunaratnam bowling from the other end. 4 matches, 6 wickets. That's a no ball indicated by the umpire, and it will run away to the boundary. But no, the outfield is low. A brilliant work there by the fielder. But the batsman will get some couple of runs there. Yeah, that's a no ball there. Umpire indicated that. Not a great start for Kenningston there. Clear to see his overstep in the popping crease. Kenningston has to be on point. They can't afford to give these freebies away to the Royalists. Well, that will help them to take the run rate slower and slower. He has been a monster wicket in the season for St. Thomas's. Plays it well, just a nod to the leg side. Mid wicket collects it. Well, the Thomians have to be aggressive, like the Royalists were when they were batting. They have to be aggressive and they have to cut off all loose ends. There's going to be loopholes, and the Royalists will try to exploit those loopholes, but they should not let them do that. The pressure is on. The pressure is on the Thomians, and a little bit of pressure on the Royalists as well, as just only a few hours left of the 142nd Battle of the Blues to come to an end. Well played there, Sivara Dissanayaka. Kingston Gunaratnam, great delivery right there. Sivara Dissanayaka, 5 matches, 7 innings, 196 runs at an average of 28 with a strike rate of 37.26, and has also got a best score of 102, a century. That's a not down the leg side, but deep backward square leg, well collected.
Your CV is not your life. So first thing, you're not allowed to think for yourself. You're not allowed to explore and think and question. They say Panditya, we don't celebrate failure. So how can you innovate?
Kingston Gunaratnam. Senior Jayabandhan takes a single there. That's a no ball there. The Thomians, they are not doing what they are told to do.
Your CV is not your life. So first thing, you're not allowed to think for yourself. You're not allowed to explore and think and question. They say Pandityaru. We don't celebrate failure. So how can you innovate?
CV is not your life. So first thing, you're not allowed to think for yourself. You're not allowed to explore and think and question. They say Pandityaru. We don't celebrate failure. So how can you innovate?
13.8 billion years ago, from an explosion of space itself. Now, do you see that over there? That pale blue dot, barely visible in the void.
A bit of mix up in the middle there. The communication has to be on point there. Kanistan Gururatnam, you can clearly see Sinajayawardhana's calling for it, but there was a chance, but I think he was safe.
That's good running from the openers. This is the intent that we need from Royal College.
Well, they are not scared or hesitant to get those runs. That's a valiant effort there by Sinajayawardhana. Ooh, that's a shout. The keep and the slip cone was excited for a moment, but the umpire does not seem to think there was an edge or just a nick from the gloves.
Iswara Disanayaka, his placement and batting technique has been excellent. He uses those gaps in the field and his reflexes are reflected in the previous delivery because it's quite a packed cordon.
Just a field outside the 30-yard circle. They have a very defensive field.
3 slips.
Royals are trying to get the runs as quickly as possible for them to get that early lead. Swam back in. Kanistan Gururatnam, that's brilliant bowling. And he should have pitched it right at the spot that will earn him a wicket.
So far his second over has been better than the first, and there's a square leg fielder in place as well to make sure Iswara Disanayaka does not score any runs from the leg side, which has been his favoured side because he can take those paces on using his footwork, taking it onto the pads and pushing it away. So there's a clear strategy here. The run rate is decreasing bit by bit.
Brilliant shot there, just not down leg side. Will it go to the boundary? The outfield is slow. The field is collected. Just going to be a couple there, and it's actually going to be 3 runs. That's brilliant running from the Royalists.
That's too short a delivery, and this is what we were talking about. Iswara Disanayaka favours the leg because this is where he is most potent against the pacers. He uses those loose deliveries and puts them off, makes those quick runs with his opener, and this strategy has paid dividends for Royal College in the past.
Well, they do not need to play any rash shots or unorthodox shots to get any runs. Just the basics will help them to get those runs, and the gap placement, that has to be perfect too. The placement, the timing and the situation awareness, that's going to be the key. It's a shout there by Kanistan Gururatnam. Off the pads, that's going to be a leg by. Umpire is indicating that. Pitching outside leg. That seems to be.
Well, St. Thomas's College need to get acclimatized to the bowling conditions fairly quickly. They don't have the swing that they would have expected and hoped for. What they do have is a very bouncy, pacey wicket, so they can use that to their advantage. Bowl those fuller deliveries.
Last delivery. Again, played it through mid wicket. Will it go away to the boundary? Yes, it does. That's a boundary for Royal. The first boundary.
Valiant fielding effort from Thomian fielders, but it was not to be. Iswara Disanayaka has his first boundary, and a welcome one at that. This is what we are talking about. He's so potent.
Well, CV is not your life. So first thing, you're not allowed to think for yourself. You're not allowed to explore and think and question. They say Pandit Yaro. We don't celebrate failure. So how can you innovate? Your series